Welcome back to another great episode of EDAB. We're going to be talking about your inner circle. Show me your 5 best friends, and I'll show you your future. It's going to be a great episode. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Day's a Bonus. We've got another awesome episode for you today. Thank you for all your support by listening and sharing and liking and hearting and all the things you do. You're amazing. I'm Logan. That's Kenn. That's Brent. Say hi, Brent.
Hi, Brent.
Hello, Kenn and Brent.
Oh, man, you did it. He didn't do it.
He said something.
That's one of my favorite little running jokes. Say hi.
Has it been overused in the world, or do you think it's still a viable joke to utilize for people?
Yeah, it's a stock joke.
I like the boy are my arms tired one. That one's great.
I always got confused with that one because they're like, boy, are my, I just flew here yesterday. Boy, are my arms tired. And it's like, really?
Yeah.
Like
You're a bird.
They were flying.
Yeah, bird.
Yeah.
Do you give someone the bird?
Yeah. I do at times.
You do.
But only if they're a good friend.
If they're a good friend, and you called it a fake bird. Isn't that what you called it the other day?
Yeah.
Somebody cut you off, but it was actually a friend.
Fake bird.
So
it was actually in our church parking lot. I don't know if I should say that on air, but I'm saying it on air. I flicked my friend Brad off at church.
So it is interesting though how somebody cutting you off can really set your tone for how you're going to be. Because then you have to think, do I know them from church? Do they know me? Am I being a good influence?
It was a real one, he's honking at me, messing with me. And I was doing it
wave to him with one
silly,
finger.
and then we hugged each other.
Have you guys ever had that before though? Somebody comes and you don't know it's your friend and they're kind of messing with you on the road. And so it's like, is it about time to road rage or is it like, oh my goodness, I'm glad I didn't because I know that person. And they've got a Westridge sticker on their bumper or they're waving at you later like, hey, we saw you on the road. Like when somebody calls you and you see it on the phone because you're not touching it in the car. That's illegal. Yeah. But you see that it's them calling you and then you're like, okay, they live around here. They could be looking at me right now. Do I answer it? Because I know they're going to see if I don't answer it. So then you have to decide, am I going to answer their call because maybe they're in that car over there or over there, or over there? Or do I not answer it? What do I do? Have you ever been in that situation?
No, I answer the phone when my friends call Brent.
Not just friends, just anybody.
He didn't know if it was a friend.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one of driving and the road rage thing was 285. A buddy of mine, he was in a small group at our church. He and his wife were, and he was looking for a job and interviewing. And he said, man, how'd it go? I said, man, I didn't think it could get worse. It got worse. I'm like, what happened? He said, I'm going to this interview and I'm kind of going to remind this guy literally, just comes up the emergency lane, cuts in front of me. And he's like, what? And so he's trying to get in front of him and they're just yelling at each other and all this. And he gets into the parking lot of the interview and he's like, now I'm running a little bit late. And he goes in and the guy he's interviewing with is the guy
that did it. Oh.
And they both looked at each other at the same time.
Oh, no. And they knew? They had both seen each other?
They were yelling at each other through the window. And I'm like,
goodness.
So did you just leave?
Yeah. Did he do the interview?
He said,
what if it worked in their favor? We both suck.
We both hate each other right now.
Let's just
be friends. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see community happening amongst that group. That man and that other gentleman.
I don't know. That sounds pretty. What a great start to a friendship.
So that reminds me, you start to be like the people you're around. Okay, because you were saying cars and him going fast and getting in front. I remember in high school, I enjoyed cars. I thought they were super cool and awesome. And it was the Mustangs and the Camaros, and there's a variety of them obviously now. But you started hanging out with the people that liked those things. So it was interesting. I started noticing that as the people that had cool cars, we just all kind of gravitated towards each other. But now there's high school, but now even today, you do start mannerisms and things of people that you're hanging out with, right? As you do something, as you play pickleball and you're like, hey, you want to come play pickleball? It's like, yeah, you just kind of start doing the mannerisms of stuff. Or you're like, hey, you introduced us to Cuban food. And I was like, hey, I told Kirsten, and it was like, hey, that was fun. We should go Kirsten, let's go have Cuban food. But it's funny, the little things of people you hang out with, ever so slightly, they do start to influence you. Now, sometimes it might be high school kids, adults, and they're influencing in a bad way, but it can also be influence in a good way, but just in proximity. The people you're hanging out with, you start kind of following and doing some of the things that they like and do. And they probably do the exact same. They start saying some of the things that you say. I noticed this with Kirsten and I just the other night. We made dinner together and then we out on the porch and she said a phrase that I say all the time. And then it was like, I love you. Yeah,
that's our thing.
I love that. That's just what we do. We get to say these things. So,
but I mean,
anyway,
there's how many billion people are on the planet?
I think we're close to big number.
4 billion.
I think it's 8 right now.
4. Is it 8?
I think it's 8.
Is it 9?
But you learn really quick that you got to be careful who you trust and who you're going to hang around.
Yeah.
And whether it's cars, and that's a cool connection. But even there, you're like, okay, that guy's probably not the best, because the more you get to know him, and it's really early. I remember being 4 years old, driving my tricycle across the street to watch the big kids ride their bikes down this huge hill. And I just thought it was the coolest thing, because I got to watch them. I was just sitting up there, wow. And one day,
it's like your first memory.
This is very close. It was like I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember it because of what happened. I was just watching them. They came up on their bikes and they were probably, 8, something like that. They're like, hey, it'd be cool is if you rode your tricycle down the hill. This is this massive driveway. And I look, I'm like, no. Oh no. They said, what, are you not a man? Are you not tough? Are you not
3.
a man? I'm like, I remember going, I'm 3 years old, and they're like, come on, man, trust me. We'll be right here. We'll help you. We'll watch it. It'll be great. Trust me. And so I did. And I don't know if you remember tricycles, but I went over that hill, and halfway down, I'm doing like 113 miles an hour. And you remember the pedals?
Your feet,
the pedals are connected to the wheels. It's like, I'm like, and I had 2 thoughts in my 3-year-old brain. And I remember them like it was yesterday. I thought, I have no shoes on, so I cannot put my feet down.
Oh,
and that was my first thought.
You had the presence of mind.
Right. But then my second thought, I was 3. I thought, I'll just put my feet on the pedals and slow it down. And you put your feet on the pedals of a tricycle doing 114 miles an hour. Bad. That wheel stops. Not the rest of the tricycle. It keeps going. And I go over the handlebars, and I go the last 10 feet on my face. And you remember at that age, you ever cry so hard you make no noise?
Yes.
The breath. Oh, you can't even get a breath.
And I couldn't get my eyes open. I feel blood running down my chin. The bottom row of my teeth had come out below my lip through the skin. And I'm just, in that moment, I thought, as soon as I catch my breath, they're going to be here. They're going to get my mom. They're going to help me. I opened my eyes, and guess what?
They're not there.
They were gone.
Oh, that's horrible.
And I have to.
Like, we're not getting in trouble. We're out of here.
Exactly. And so I learned at a very early age.
Yeah.
Be careful who you trust.
Who you surround yourself
with.
Who
you surround yourself with. And I kind of had that. And
interesting.
I was friends with those neighbors, but man, I was always leery of going, man, you're not the best.
If I need you, you will not be there.
Exactly.
That's what you've shown me.
Isn't that horrible? Like, as a 3-year-old though, you're like, yep. Can't trust people. I mean,
can't trust people.
Trust in who you're surrounded. As you get older, obviously you figure it out. You're like, I'm surrounded by people. Maybe I can't trust them yet. And then you'll meet somebody you can. And then it's almost like, as adults, we talked about community. We crave the community, but truly you do start acting and doing and talking, and you're interested in the things of the people that you're surrounding yourself with. So you got to be careful.
Show me your 5 best friends, and I will show you your future.
Ooh.
So true.
What are they into? What kind of character do they have?
Yes.
What values do they hold or not hold? That's going to influence
you. You can't help it.
And that group of boys, even at that young age, none of them had the response to, we should help this little guy we just tricked into going down this hill.
Yeah.
And likely whoever was the most influential of that crew,
run!
Let's get out of here.
We got to follow his lead, leave him there, and we're going. And I've experienced both sides of that. I can just think of different friend groups I've been in. We've talked about it on the podcast, the nonprofit organization I helped start as a high schooler. And it was because of my 4 best friends at the time. We were all got excited about and passionate about this idea at the same time. And then there's been other seasons of my life where I've surrounded myself with not very good people, not making good decisions. And we were just obsessed with the party scene and doing dumb things. Yeah, it was Kenn.
Yeah.
And
Did not know it.
and just got into stuff I had no business getting into and making poor choices and living really selfishly, surrounded with people living the same way. And so I've seen both sides of it and how people can pull the best out of you and people can pull the worst out of you. And I can pull the best out of people and I can pull the worst out of people.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good point. You can pull it right back on yourself.
I got to turn the mirror around. I don't want to blame others. I got to turn the mirror around to myself. What kind of friend do I want to be? I want to be a friend that pulls the best out of people.
So let me ask you this way though, real quick. How many people do you know that if they were in any kind of trouble, you would be the first person they called to help?
Wow.
That's how you think about those people. Like, who would you call right now? And you're like, I want to be like that. That person.
Yeah.
But how many people would call you? And man, that hit me between the eyes when I heard that one time. He said, that's how many people you are a great friend to. Wow. And I'm like, oh. And so when I do have somebody call and go, hey,
230.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's a lot.
Not a chance.
But are you the first call they would make, which is super cool. And then I go a little further in my life. And this is another one where I didn't realize I had these trust issues, but I'm playing Little League baseball and I peaked athletically around 12 years old. And so I was like the best kid on my team. It was great. I was in the top categories of everything, but there's this one kid I just couldn't hit. He had this fastball and a curveball and it was frustrating. And I remember we played him the second time around and my coach, just one of the greatest guys, my best friend's dad, I strike out and I look bad doing it. And he said, hey, here's the deal. You're overstriding. He said, and you're swinging too hard. He's throwing fast. All you got to do, don't step, just swing and put the bat on the ball. You're going to be fine. And so, of course, the next time I got up, I totally ignored him. I overstrided and swung as hard as I could and struck out again really bad. And he was so wise. And he's like, listen, you realize you're one of the best players on the team. And I'm like, yeah, but he says, so here's the deal. Next time you get up, you're not even going to step. You're not even going to stride. And you're just going to swing easy. I said, well, he's going to strike me out. I'm like, I don't care. He says, because you're overstriding. You need to just step and swing. And he says, well, here's the deal. If you decide not to do that, you're going to sit on the bench. I never sat on the bench a day. I'm like, what? So I went up totally sarcastic and defiant. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to step and I'm going to swing easy. And he threw the fastball and I swung, I didn't step and swung easy. Well, I fouled it off and it went out of the field, but I'm like, first time I touched the ball, I'm like, okay, well, that was a mistake, you know? And so he throws another one and I foul it off the other side. I'm just like, okay, well, this is still stupid because it feels awkward and whatever. Well, he throws the third one and I don't step, I swing easy. I hit a home run. I mean, it was so far over the fence and I barely swung. So he's throwing so hard, it just went. And
let the physics do the work.
I'm coming around second base towards third and the coaches stood on the fence right there. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking down and I'm smiling and the coach is like, what happened? What happened? And I'm just like, I'm smiling and it just dawns on me. I didn't feel right. It didn't feel good, but I trusted him because he made me trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And look at the results.
That's good.
And it was one of those where like, okay, so maybe people know more than I do at 12 years old. And it was just one of those great moments of, okay, I can trust this guy.
And I think it's so easy to put it back on like, so that was 12 years old. Mm-hmm. You've learned something at 3 years old. You're saying who you were around. It was good people, bad people.
High school, right?
A lot of times I think it's easy if you're a parent out there listening or watching, it's easy to say, man, I need my kids to hear this podcast, right? I need them to hear, it's not just me telling them, mom and dad telling them, but like who they surround themselves with. Make wise choices on that, because you're going to start being like them. You're going to act like them. On the other side, right, you can say, well, I'm going to influence somebody in a positive way, but right, how much easier is it for somebody to pull you down than for you to pull somebody back up? Right. And so it's easy to say, well, I got to tell my kids this. And it's true. You do need to tell them the people they surround themselves with, they will start acting like. You got to tell your middle schooler, your high schooler, college, right? You're reinventing yourself. You're trying to get out there. The people you surround yourself with, you'll start acting like and probably dressing like and talking like. But a group that we probably forget to tell that to is ourselves.
Yes.
Adults. I think as adults, we do the same thing. We're in the same crazy circus, sin-filled world that our kids are in the middle of doing. We do it too, though. We find people sometimes that are just easier to be around, or it's just convenient. We forget that this is going to influence us as adults as well. And so this is not just a subject for our kids, for the youth of the world. Man, this is for us. This is for the dad, the mom, the young adult driving into work or on the treadmill right now or watching this thing. We as well have to be careful of the people who we surround ourselves with. And it's hard when we're going to work and we're with people that are not like us and maybe we don't want to be around. It's tough when we don't get to choose the people we're around.
Right.
So what I'm talking about is the people we get to choose to be around should be those people that for us, I'm sure for us, man, love Jesus. If not, man, pray for them and we want them to turn to him. But if it's like mannerisms, jokes, you'll find yourself being around people. And if the jokes are tanking and you want to be funny too, now all of a sudden are you telling the jokes that tank the conversation into the drain, or are people you're starting to notice somebody says something, lifts something up and you're like, I'm going to start asking that. I'm going to lift people up. And so positive just kind of births positive, but negative so easily births more negative. And
That's a great point.
Man, we got to be careful with that as adults, that we're influenced ourselves. No matter if you're an influencer in this world, we are influenced ourselves by the people we surround ourselves with. And it's tough because we don't always get to choose who that's going to be, but we do get to choose people that we want to be around at different scenarios.
Yeah.
And so it's,
I'm thinking about, what you said a few minutes ago of just be the kind of friend that when there's a need, you're one of, if not the first phone call. There is a weight to to that truth.
And maybe you're scared right now to be that person. Like, whoa, if they call me, I wouldn't have a clue what to say. But it's okay. You don't have to know what to say. But
what an honor that is to be able to, if there are people in your life that you've built that trust with, you've consistently shown up, you're consistently available, and they feel safe with you. That I just think is beautiful. I'm going to be intentionally vague with this story. Because
see if we can figure it out.
No, because
secret.
I think who I'm going to talk about is one of our listeners, and so I'm not going to say his name or any specific.
Do we get to guess?
But
his or her name, their name. What's it rhyme with? What's the first letter?
He's someone that I absolutely adore, and I've been praying for a very long time.
Adore. Does it start with a B? Is it Brent?
Not someone.
Is it me?
Stop it! What? Stop it! Let me talk.
We'll let him talk.
And he's someone that I've been praying for a long time. That is not walking with the Lord. Not sure that there's a strong interest there or not. And but he's one of those people that I consistently pray for and love this individual. Love being around him. Hilarious, talented, just awesome human being. And this past summer, he had been going through some stuff in his personal life, and we hadn't seen or talked to each other in a couple of months, and my phone rang and it was him, and I answered, and he started telling me what was going on. And a couple things that he said to me that were just amazing. One was, "You'll be proud of me. Last night I prayed." And number two, this morning I thought, gosh, I just need to talk to someone. And you were the first person I thought of.
Oh, wow.
That's great.
How cool is
that?
that?
I just wanted to talk through some of that stuff with me. And we're not aligned on a lot of things. We love each other. but live life differently in some ways. And I'm a devoted follower of Jesus. He is not. But we have that trust with each other where he said, I knew I'd want to talk through this with you. Yeah. And as you were describing that, and you said, is there anyone in your life? I thought, well, there's one.
That's so
and that's really cool.
Yeah, that's super
definitely cool. Mallory, and there's others, but that was the one that leapt out to me. And I got off the phone. I said, thank you, God, for that opportunity to love on him through this. Thank you for putting me on his mind. That was so cool to just get to love and encourage him.
And you realize that people do watch you. I mean, think about, you don't even have to be saying it, but somebody says a bad word and they're like, oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to say that around you. Or one of those little things that's like, not when I was in high school, middle school, it's like, oh, there's the dude that goes to church a lot and speaks here. And it was like, let's make sure we don't cuss over there. But then you kind of wear it as a badge of honor later. You're like, you know what? I love that. That might be part of their language, but now they're trying to not say those things when they're around you because there's some level of respect they've gained from your influence being there, I guess. And so hopefully we look around everybody and we think that. We're like, I hope what I'm saying is honoring them. I'm influencing them in the positive way, because what you said is what I'm kind of taking away from this episode. Like, I want to make sure I'm also the one that is somebody would want to call or sees as like somebody that is part of their community that is positively influencing them.
Oh, and that's where my mind's going. What can I do to love the people in my life?
That's it.
Better, and in such a way where I might be that phone call again for someone else. Cause man, it's awesome.
It is awesome. And I think my favorite takeaway from this is that I feel like we've developed that here. I loved just getting together with you guys.
Yeah.
And that's one of the pieces I think, you know what, if I could just sit down, I don't think we've ever had a meal that lasted less than an hour and a half, just because time flies.
Yeah.
And who are those people in your world that you think, oh, good, I get to be with them? And the two thoughts there are, one, I need to spend more time with them. But two, am I that person for others that people are like, oh my gosh, we get to hang out.
Always turn the mirror back around on yourself.
I think that's the piece. So my takeaway, and I think what would be real healthy is, you know, am I that person that somebody calls, but who am I around, and are they moving me forward or are they dragging me down? That's and that's for every age. I love that. It's not just for my kids or for them, for me.
Yeah. I'll tell you a miniature story. I know we're closing up here. It's funny how little things, I'm going to attribute it to something that just happened and then how that can influence something. But when we were eating the other day, I had my meal ordered, and then you got like we call it nooks and cranny in our family. What is the English muffin? English muffin. And then you told the waitress, you're like, hey, can you butter it and grill it?
Yeah.
And, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa, that sounds good. I want to try that. Right. So then I go and I try it, and it's like the most delicious thing ever. Right. So then I go and I tell my wife about it, and she's like, well, we got to try that. So then the next time she's at the store getting English muffins so we can go try it. And then we go over to like my in-laws' house and I'm telling them about it, and then they're hearing it. But joking aside, on the food side of things, it's funny though, how the things we pick up from people, we will pass along to other people. And so I might be picking up something that you're doing, a habit that you're doing, a word that you say, a phrase you go to. Maybe because you follow Jesus, every time somebody says something, you're like, man, praise the Lord. I've been praying for that. And I'm like, whoa, he prays for those things. Or you might be saying, man, the first thing I do in the morning when I'm brushing my teeth is I'm reading scripture, and I'm like, oh, but it's funny how we do pick little things like that. And we're now the person, I want to eat English muffins because of what Kenn did. And then my wife does because of what Kenn did, because she heard it from me. Now the in-laws like, we're going to try that. But what you're doing might not just influence those people. It might spread and ripple and go above and beyond. And so for our viewing and listening audience, what's that thing? What's that positive habit that you do or you want to do that could influence others, but know that what they're doing is also going to be influencing you. So
we have time for one more mini story.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell a name.
Just to look at it through a faith lens, as Christ followers, this whole concept just shows why it's so mission critical as a believer to surround yourself with other people who are also pursuing Jesus. Because our faith at times can wane when we're going through tough seasons, or just, you can have a week or two or a month or whatever's going on in your life where you're just struggling, your faith feels down, and it's just someone in your life that is also following Jesus. They can share something even from their own life that can spark the flame in your heart.
Oh yeah.
And that collective faith of the people that you surround yourself with can influence you, can help stoke the flames of your own faith. Like, man, I've been struggling dealing with this. True. And then someone shares a story or a phone call. Hey, I've been praying for you, or they check in on you on this. And man, that flame reignites.
So surround yourself with godly people, and then go be that person that is the godly influence to others.
Yes.
I like that. Surround and be.
Yeah.
Good job, man. Thanks for hosting us in this direction.
I had a blast. Thank you for hosting us on your listening things that you're listening on and your screens that you're watching us on. We're not promised tomorrow, but what we do know is that every day is a bonus.
A bonus.
Bonus.
It's a bonus.
Bonus.
Peace. Deuces. Love you. Bye.